Are back-ish, I think. If this starts going live anytime soon. All right, can you hear the voices? Let's start there. And I apologize for this awkwardness. It's just, yeah. Sometimes technical conspiracies happen.
Can we blame Scorch?
Of course we can blame Scorch.
That damn Scorch.
Alright, looks like I'm going to...
Oh good, I can hear Foster too.
Okay, I'm going to drop the Skype audio a bit since it's a little bit loud. And we will get back to the game. Let's take Scorch off the screen.
Back to the game. Back to the game.
Alright, so...
When last we left Pac-Man, he was in a bit of a pickle with a crow, a cat, and a hot dog guy all wanting to beat the shit out of him.
Alright, so I'll just go through my explanation of Pac-Man. Pac-Man was created by Toru Iwatani in the
They heard you, they just didn't hear us with our smart-ass comments adding nothing to it.
Oh!
But if you want to do it again, go ahead.
No.
Pac-Man guzzling cum uncontrollably. That's all I have
Well,
to say.
hey,
Yeah,
Fitzy,
have a funny joke about that.
are you looking for Pac-Man uncontrollably guzzling cum? How about Pac-Baby doing it?
That might get us put in
That's
jail.
illegal. What is Pac-Man, by the way?
He's a Pac-Man. He's from there are Pac people all in Pac-Land.
Pac-Mania.
Well, no, Pac-Mania was a 3D isometric Pac-Man game.
Really? Okay.
It was released in 1987. It was an attempt to bring Pac-Man to a new audience, and it was the first Pac-Man game not licensed by Midway.
Now, what the fuck is this, by the way?
That is the Ghost Wizard or something of that nature.
Hey!
Alright. So I'm gonna continue on from here. Everyone remember that password? We might need it later.
Nope.
Remember when passwords were a thing?
Mm-hmm.
For those of you watching this and aren't aware of what passwords are,
There was a
give
time
us your youth.
There was a time when you couldn't save games because battery backups were expensive.
Seriously, give us your youth. We need it. I'm so old.
So I've got to go on a dangerous mountain and pick flowers because Pac Jr.'s girlfriend is having a birthday. You know, they don't say.
Wait a minute. They had a child out of wedlock?
Yeah.
That's true. If she's still Ms. Pac-Man, then she's not married.
So that explains why you as God are fucking with Pac-Man. He's a sinner.
Mm-hmm. Now, the entire game is made to be self-contained, so you notice milk bottle is still there. The crow and everything. If I wanted to, I could get more milk and Pac-Man would just be a greedy asshole and drink it himself. So, Fitzy, you want Pac-Man uncontrollably guzzling cum?
That's
Do
what I'm here
Thank you, Brian.
Well, I mean, he's just got to get the cum out of a bowl, so... And put it in a bottle.
One of those videos. I got you.
Yeah.
Look, I can get a good look at a steak by sticking my head up a bull's ass. Wait, that's the actual line. Shit.
Yeah, you know
fucked
it's
it
got
up.
a gerbil.
Candace, no. In a traditional Pac-Man game, they knew this wasn't what people wanted. That's why Japan named it Hello Pac-Man.
Hi, Pac-Man.
It was the brilliant geniuses for marketing in the United States and Europe who determined that this should be called Pac-Man 2. The idea was it was just supposed to be something different, an interactive cartoon essentially. But yeah, Japan didn't look at this as a sequel. So we gotta go find some flowers. There's danger this way, that's always a good sign. Oh, and I think if Pac-Man is too scared, he won't go that way. So, we might have to go the other way and find something to cheer Pac-Man up.
Is it cum?
Crystal meth.
Well, we know the crystal meth works. And since somebody heard the joke earlier, that's what I'm equating the pellets to.
Methamphetamina.
And Pac-Man gets crushed.
Me llamo Walter Branco.
I still need to watch that. We're not Breaking Bad, Metastasis. I've seen Breaking Bad 4 times now.
Then you've seen Metastasis. It is shot for shot, dude.
Is it real? Is it that close?
Yes.
God,
Well,
alright.
certain things don't look as good on Metastasis as they did in the show, but we're deviating from the topic. Pac-Man!
Shocked.
Yes.
I'm shocked.
So like I said, this is a canonical sequel to Pac-Man according to the title. There have been several sequels to Pac-Man. We discussed Miss Pac-Man. There was also Pac-Man Plus, which was an unlicensed sequel made by Midway. Professor Pac-Man, which was an unlicensed sequel by Midway, which was a quiz game. There was a Pac-Man quiz game. There's a virtual...
How much trivia about Pac-Man can there possibly be?
Oh, it's not trivia about Pac-Man, it's just trivia and logic puzzles.
Oh, that's not as fun.
But it's hosted by Professor Pac-Man. Apparently Pac-Man had the time to go to college and become a professor.
He's got so much trouble getting milk, and yet he can get a doctorate.
Yes. Alright, guys, it's hang gliding time. Now, hang gliding is one of the most difficult and frustrating parts of the game, because it's all about intricacies.
As you can see in the bottom left corner there.
Yes. So I can make Pac-Man go down by hitting him, or I can make him go up by pressing Y. And a phantom voice tells him to go higher. But you have to negotiate this hang gliding course for no real reason while hitting ghosts and making sure Pac-Man doesn't hit anything. It's a bitch.
Much like Miss Pac-Man. Our bitch right for our tits. all your fresh 2005 internet references right here.
So, yeah, the entire purpose of this game is not to ensure Pac-Man is... Oh, and I died. So now I have to do this entire sequence
R.I.P.
again.
in peace.
Yeah, so there's no life bar, there's no help. You get hit once by a ghost or by a rock or anything, and you have to do this entire sequence again. It's frustrating and it's annoying.
Oh my god, this is kind of like that, this is basically Flappy Birds or whatever.
Yeah, a little bit, except Flappy Bird, you just press the screen and you go down naturally. Here you have a little more control, but you also have far more distractions, including having to hit the ghost, which stinks. Because if you need to move down, you have to hit Pac-Man. So, yeah, you're dealing with a whole bunch of headache, a whole bunch of frustration in this interactive cartoon. And I'm just barely clear of that. And of course, I have to go higher to avoid hitting the ground, but I went higher too early because I was more concerned with hitting the ghost. I'm gonna just say right now, when I was a kid, I may have beaten this hang glider sequence like once.
Do you have to play it? Or is it
Yes!
like a little minigame?
You have to play it. You have to beat it in order to get to the third level, which is the
Have
city.
we gotten the milk yet?
Yes, the milk is taken care of. The milk
Okay, I'm concerned about the milk. As
No,
it
no,
would
no.
likely spill in all these horrible, newsworthy hang gliding accidents.
Oh, Brian, don't worry. Now we're more concerned about getting flowers.
Okay, I guess those will hold up a little bit better.
I'm just confused as to why he has to go hang gliding when he had a garden in front of his house.
Because she likes mountain. Don't you understand, Foster? She likes mountain flowers.
It's always something with them. It's always something with them, isn't it?
I know, you can't live with
Why
them.
don't you just get her a video game about eating things? Women seem to like that.
Yeah, like I said, this game loves to fuck with you. I have to avoid hitting the tree and hit that guy to hit the rock. So, yeah. And once again, we're back to the start of Misty Flight.
By the way, since you are essentially playing God in this game, this is how atheists get made.
Yes, as one, and this is how I was born. Yeah.
Yeah, you lived in Pac-Land and you enjoyed eating.
Well, I mean, yes, we all know Fitz enjoys eating.
Yeah, this is true. you wouldn't be able to tell by looking at me, but I fucking love eating.
Based on the abominations you create on a plate, I wouldn't think you'd enjoy eating either.
Foster, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if anyone has a Dave & Buster's or a GameWorks or similar arcade or amusement place nearby, I would highly recommend going there and playing Pac-Man Battle Royal, which is a fantastic multiplayer game where every person is Pac-Man. That's all. Like, that's the most recent Pac-Man release. Oh my god,
So what are you gonna ask me, Fitz, or admonish me about?
Oh, what did you see me eating for breakfast that one time?
I believe you had a bowl of Fruit Loops, and this is honestly pissing me off to say it. It was a bowl of Fruit Loops that, instead of milk, like a normal human being would put on it, you put maple syrup on your cereal.
Alright, let's
Alright.
fuck with Pac-Man some more.
Here's the problem. Is Apple Jacks first off. So Apple Jacks.
That doesn't make it better at all. Are you really offended they got the cereal wrong?
And apparently
Yeah.
Pac-Man Pac-Man loves pulling on vines for whatever reason.
He also loves filming vines as well. He gets a lot of hits on there.
He likes putting it on the vine, as the kids say.
Oh my god.
The kids
Yeah,
say
the kids say that, not you. You shouldn't say that.
But I want to be hip and with it. I mean, I haven't been hip with it 20 years.
Pac-Man has
But-
this great new vine called "How's the Fishing?"
Just let me bring it in. Let me bring it in.
And yes, Candace, this game would be a lot more fun and enjoyable if you could control Pac-Man. They actually made a sequel to this game called Pac-Man where you do exactly that. And it's quite an enjoyable game.
And a terrible.
I always thought
fucking
that Pack in Time would be just a video game about getting ready for vacations.
Damn it!
And somehow that rabbit helps me get back to the beginning. And we can take the station. Don't be so upset, Pac-Man. You got the dang flowers.
But everything depresses him.
Pack in Time, the new sensation.
Good lord.
518 gets the credit for that with Pack in Time, the man that time and space forgot. Do-do-do.
We never said our viewers weren't creative. You guys are pretty awesome.
Yeah, who would say that? You, Foster, you ass? Why would you insinuate that they're not?
Is it Pile on Foster Nights?
I honestly, I will say, dropping the hay on that man, one of my favorite parts of the game. Because there's no... unless you wake him up, he's not going to bother Pac-Man. But it's always fun to do. Damn it, Pac-Man, go home!
Go home.
This is really a game of just how much of a dick can you be to people.
Pac-Man, go home. Go home.
The worst part is, Pac-Man doesn't give the flower to her. Miss Pac-Man does. She sat on her fat ass and did nothing.
She sat there eating.
Just eating, which is a thing that women love to do.
Apparently.
M. Gunter, yes, we have messed with the skateboard in the park several times. Still one of my favorite moments of the game. And yeah, the ghost scene is always the same, so there's no point in watching it again. Alright. The third episode of Pac-Man 2.
It's like trapped in the
Junior,
closet.
what happened? She's late and there was a plus sign.
Those stupid ghosts stole my guitar and took off into the city.
I like my explanation better. Lucy's pregnant.
What, Lucy from fucking like Peanuts?
No, isn't that the name of the girl?
Yes, that's the name of Pac Jr.'s girlfriend.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck? I thought like her and Peppermint Patty were like a thing.
No, that was Marcy.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. You right. Fuck me. Apologies to everyone. I've not brushed up on my who wrote fucking Peanuts? Charles Schultz. Charles Schultz. Isn't he still alive too?
No, he is dead.
He died. He died the same day the last Peanuts comic strip was published.
That's fucking creepy. He killed himself, but nobody knew about it.
Well, that's horrific. Fitzy, I don't know if you actually knew this, but I'm a huge Peanuts fan.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just made Kyle sad.
I actually, Bill Melendez is the guy who did all the animation for the Peanuts TV specials and that sort of thing. And when I was a kid, he came to our school for an assembly.
That's cool.
And unfortunately, I was sick that day. So.
Oh no!
However, we had a school auction, and there were like 6 different drawn prints that Bill Melendez had drawn to be auctioned off. I just love the cat there. And I have one of them. I have a framed Charlie Brown drawn by Bill Melendez and autographed by him.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
That's
fucking rad.
Yeah, so I have that there, And ironically enough, it is next to a framed art print my girlfriend got me of the Pac-Man maze.
That's sick.
Hmm.
Huh.
Yeah. Oh.
So, you better watch your shit next time you decide to shit talk Peanuts fits.
Alright, I know not to fucking. I like Calvin and Hobbes, but I know not to do it because Bronson will murder me in my sleep, so.
He's gonna do that anyway.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Honestly, Fitzy, sometime later I'll recommend a Peanuts book for you to pick up that's on the history and everything, and it's really interesting because of just how biting the actual commentary of Peanuts was at the time. Because in the 1950s, it was not appropriate to have a child say, I don't feel the way I'm supposed to feel. And that's what Peanuts did.
Let's give him a lucky strike. That'll make him feel better.
That's right. Lucky Strike available at your nearby 5 and Dime. They're good for you and they taste good.
The doctor says so.
Well, he narrowly avoided... Yes, let's go in the building labeled Namco. It's just an arcade.
I'm really hoping there's just somebody sitting there with a shotgun telling you to get out.
No, it's just an arcade.
There's someone chiding you for buying the game.
Apparently that man who owns the hamburger stand is an idiot. Because he did not recognize that Pac-Man knocked the head off his statue.
He should have taken some. He should
Yeah,
have taken some
Pac-Man looks
the
like
hot
he
dog
feels
guy.
really bad about doing it too. Sorry, Brian.
Space Invaders reference.
Let me see here. Yeah.
Which,
Yeah, by the way,
Kyle, what's your favorite franchise of video games?
my favorite franchise or series?
Yeah.
I would probably, like, it's funny because a lot of my games are like single games or single games in a franchise. Damn it, Pac-Man, I want you to eat the sour fruit. Okay, screw it, we're just gonna hit Pac-Man now because that's fun. But my favorite franchise or series is either the Versus series, which is essentially the Marvel fighting games that ended up being Marvel vs. X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom 1, 2, and 3. Or
Right.
Mega Man. And I really...
Mega Man.
Mhm. And I really love Mario as well. I know it's cliche, but when your first childhood memory is playing Super Mario Brothers 2, that's where you go. Like that's comfort to me.
Same question for you guys.
That's a good question. Mortal Kombat's up there. I always like those.
That was fine.
Let's go in the department store.
SmackDown vs.
I was
Raw.
definitely a midway whore. Between that, NBA Jam.
The Pipeworks Godzilla games, those were good. I'm gonna count that because fuck it, why not? Shit. What else is there? Tell you what, Relatives always got me when I was a kid, were Cabela games, which I should probably stream one of those at some point.
I Go ahead, I'm
Jackass!
Oh no! Oh no, I know where this is going.
No, oh god. Hi, I'm Pac-Man.
Did Pac-Man own that store, Kyle? Because everything was in his font, and his face was everywhere in there.
No.
He's a local celebrity.
What an egomaniac.
Pac-Man, local hero.
If you walk some, come and get some.
No. Waka waka.
Waka waka.
I don't know if anyone is familiar with the Joe Hendry thing. I don't want to completely deviate, but
He is a local hero.
he is a local hero.
He's
Local hero.
not a local hero. He's a local hero.
And here's a gift from me to you.
Christmas gift.
Christmas gift?
Oh, also the Punch-Out series.
Oh, absolutely. Like,
Which-
I guess I should answer the question too, since I posed it to everybody. I'm part of everybody. I would say probably Super Mario Brothers, definitely. The Fallout series. And maybe Final Fantasy? Plus the WWE games, yeah.
Yeah. What? Like the fucking dude from Portland. What do you think the drop off for those fucking SmackDown games were? Like, or they kind of got kind of like, eh.
Well, this year's isn't great, but I think that's just because it's on a new gen. I don't know.
I think
they started bad.
Yeah, but
like when you go back and play that though, you play as like fucking Paul Bear, and you can like pick up a casket on your own and like throw it at like Shane McMahon or like Terry or Tori. That's just good. There's some nostalgia there.
Also, the EA Sports golf games I like a lot too.
Farming Simulator. That's a great.
And Borderlands. I forgot about Borderlands.
Oh yeah, Borderlands is another fantastic game that I honestly love. I have probably spent 400 to 500 hours minimum playing it, like playing the series at this point, and that's like conservative estimates. So I've spent a lot of times with that. Fallout was mentioned before, but in terms of individual games. And the people on the call already know these, and they'll probably get streamed at some point, but my favorite individual games of all time are Earthbound and Chrono Trigger. Because those are the games that taught me that games can be more than just an amusement. They can be something that can kind of influence and change the way you behave and feel. And they have really touching and emotional stories that, honestly, at some points make me cry, and... yeah, so I love them. And Pac-Man's trying to beat up a fire hydrant.
Peon. Can you make a peon?
Oh Jesus! What the hell's wrong with Pac-Man?
I love how we go from that touching thing, no, video games can make you feel and make you really get emotional. And here's Pac-Man beating up a fire hydrant.
And looking just furious about it.
Well, Pac-Man is a surly fuck. That's what he is.
I didn't think he deserved to be scared to death in that hang glider.
And you know what's sad is I think that I am supposed to go down that manhole.
Manhole.
I think that was part of the game, but obviously he's upset right now.
He's like chicken shit.
He's real mad about it.
Hey, Freight Train, you getting all this?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just gonna go back that way, and we're gonna try and have him go down the sewer.
I do love that Pac-Man has tantrums. Like he is
emotionally disturbed.
He is.
But like, if you actually look at what's going on in the game, it makes perfect sense. He has a freak out because a man in a poster dropped a hot dog. That's not supposed to happen, and he ate it.
Well, that's because he's a slob.
What a man! Pac-Man's a dirty fuck. That's what
He is.
I'll invite him over to my house for supper. I tell you
I'm
what.
gonna set the Country Music Award on fire.
All
Wait,
right.
what?
I'm gonna set the Country Music Award on fire.
That was Alan Jackson, not Pac-Man.
I don't give a shit who it was.
You know,
It's
it's easy
burning.
to confuse the two, though. I mean, if you put a photo of Alan Jackson right next to Pac-Man, I mean, like, split an image, you know?
Mm-hmm.
More like spitting image, but
Mm-hmm.
Now, Kyle, as we go through the ranks of Kyle replays his childhood,
Mm-hmm.
will there be games that you will hate play?
Oh, of course. Like, if it gets to a point, we might break out Atlantis.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
what's that?
Atlantis no Nazu is not a game from my childhood, but it is a piece of garbage game that is incredibly difficult and not fun and frustrating and esoteric, and it's Japanese. But that Pac-Man got covered in water. But that doesn't have an effect on the game whatsoever. The game was released with multiple hint books to explain how to reach the end of the game. Like, it's a game with 100 different levels and a bunch of different exits, and there are ways to intentionally screw yourself out of beating the game.
That's fun, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Well, I will not hate play Zelda because I don't want people to get mad at me.
Oh yeah, you don't like Zelda, do you?
I am not a fan of the Zelda series in any way, shape, or form.
Well, fuck you too. No,
Well-
I like the first Zelda, like the NES one. But like after that, I wasn't like the second I had an NES handed down to me from my stepdad, and the first two Zeldas were on there. First one's pretty fucking fun, but like the second one was just too different for me. I didn't enjoy it as much.
Like, I enjoy Zelda 1, I enjoy A Link to the Past, which is on Super Nintendo. I enjoy some of them. However, I am a firm believer Ocarina of Time is one of the most overrated games of all time.
Of all time.
And I am also a firm believer that Zelda of recent years has not been that good. Like, I think Zelda's a franchise that's really played out, like, and I'm
that's ironic.
I'm not a big fan of them, so yeah. But it's not something I'll hate play because I won't enjoy hate playing it.
That's fair, yeah. I mean, when you hate play something, I want you to just be like, to the point where you're so angry you can't help but laugh at it. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, maybe we'll play some Kaizo Mario, and maybe we'll play. Ah, shit!
I didn't even think of that when Mario Maker comes out and the ridiculous amount of levels that are going to be out for that.
What's that?
It is a game coming out for the Wii U that basically lets you design levels in a Super Mario Brothers game.
Jesus Christ. Just all penis-shaped levels.
And penis
What a-
Marios.
Let it happen. That's Luigi, my friend. Actually, I shouldn't say anything bad about Luigi. I'm sorry, Luigi.
Luigi rules, dude.
Yeah, he might be listening.
Yeah, we don't want the fucking mafia after us.
There's a fun Luigi story I have, but I don't know if it'd be.
You fuck them.
No, the day of my buddy's wedding, we're headed to breakfast, and we're walking through the hotel lobby, and there's a kid in there with a Team Luigi t-shirt on. So my buddy, who several hours away from getting married, kneels down and goes, "I'm Team Luigi too," and attempts to high five the kid. The kid's brother then just speaks up and goes, "This is Daniel. He's autistic." And the air was just sucked out of the room, much like it is now.
Now,
I can feel it come.
I'm going to be completely honest with this part. I don't know how to beat the minecart. I never made it this far as a kid.
Didn't Hitler write that? Minecart.
Screw you, Fitz.
Uh,
Is there a way to duck?
I don't know. Wait, I bet if I hit the minecart with the slingshot, I can make him jump if I hit the minecart with the slingshot. Because the secret to winning at this game is to inflict pain on Pac-Man. It's just a matter of hitting him because it comes after a jump, so he's speeding up.
This game is the meanest video game I have ever seen.
Yeah, this is really some fucked up shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I didn't realize this is what I signed on to when I was giving him a slot on this channel.
Oh, don't
I'm
worry.
so responsible.
Brian, don't worry. Next time we'll play something a little more subdued. We'll be playing Maniac Mansion, the story of an evil mad scientist being mind-controlled by a meteor who kidnaps a young teenager's girlfriend.
That doesn't sound.
Full disclosure, though, I love that game.
Oh, it's fantastic. And I have stories about it, like, that I will get into because they're personal and why the game is so important to me. But yeah, so like, this barely scratches the surface of ridiculously insane games that we will possibly play on here.
So, how long before you play Fester's Quest?
I probably won't play it because it wasn't really that an integral part of my childhood. Oh, great, I forgot. I have to hit the ghost, then hit the fucking plungers out of the way. You know, because why actually play fair? And I missed the boulder, so now I gotta start over again. Oh. Of course, it would be great if I could Super Pac-Man across this level. You know, despite the ability that with enough power pellets he can fly indefinitely, the game doesn't give you that option.
So the power pellets are essentially Red Bull because they give you wings.
Yes.
Red Bull, it gives you wings.
That's the one, and the one thing that stinks is there are times when your cursor in this game... Well, there's many things that bug me about this game, but there are times when your cursor literally crawls. Like in this stage, when it's the most crucial that you are able to use your cursor as needed. So yeah, I'm not going to speed up here because I don't want to hit the wall. And now I have to kill the ghost, or I have to jump, then kill the ghost. Oh, and I'm supposed to knock those things out of the way. I don't know how. Because I hit it in time to do so, but, you know, whatever, game.
This is actually an experiment in frustration as well, because as you said, Kyle, you're in uncharted territory right now, correct?
Yes, this is part of the game that I may have played once at some point, but I don't remember ever actually playing it.
So you've never like looked up anything on YouTube or anything for like a finish screen for this game or anything?
No.
Gentlemen, folks, we could be on to something very big this evening.
I actually kind of dig this because there are so many games I never beat as a kid. The truth is, I am garbage at video games. I am not very good. Why do you think I was? That probably has something to do with why I always would simulate shit. Because I was never good at playing them myself. There was a point like I fell off the enjoyment like ladder pretty early. So I started finding other things to do with it. Man, this is getting good. This is like therapy.
This is well, I mean, that was just mean.
Okay, I think I know how I'm supposed to do that. I'm supposed to go faster through that area so I avoid hitting them.
That's always what you want to do, is speed up to avoid hitting things. Isn't that how driving works?
Is that again because it's a dangerous neighborhood?
Well, it's just hilarious because it's just like, okay, go faster. That's all.
Pac-Man live in Baltimore? Is one of the ghosts Omar?
Is he whistling?
Blinky's coming. Blinky's coming.
Jesus.
Where the fuck is Pinky? Where's Pinky? Where the fuck is Pinky?
This game, just watching it, I'm frustrated for you, Kyle.
Yeah, because honestly, if these parts weren't in the game is really fun. I love this game. But this minecart and the hang glider part are just frustrating.
Now, the person who developed this game, were they ever arrested as serial killers?
No.
that would explain a lot.
Japan has very God, now I'm just gonna sound bad discussing Japanese murder laws and.
Actually, I want to know if their murder laws are over there.
They tend to have very draconian law systems in place, but like they are a very peaceful society, so it's interesting.
Well, I just learned something. I was just joking because I thought maybe that would explain why Pac-Man is treated like shit in this game.
No, but anyway, I don't know how to get past this, so I'm gonna give this another couple chances. And if I don't get past it, then we might just call it a night, because there's gonna be no way to get on here at any point. Unless I use a password to skip to the final stage, but I don't really want to do that.
We respect our viewers enough where we wouldn't do that right now to you guys. We want you to experience this with us, that's why.
Well, there is a time in the future where I will be skipping ahead to one point in the game, but it's for something crucial, which is an enemy that's a flasher. But
What?
Excuse me?
What? 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 What?
in the video game Rockin' Cats, which is one of my favorite unheralded platformers for the NES, there is a enemy in that game who is a male flasher who shoots tiny mice from his penis.
Oh yeah, I mean,
You know, like you do.
You don't?
duh.
Yeah, so I can't shoot these plungers away I'm assuming I have to speed past them, which makes it no fun whatsoever. Unless I can jump over them somehow. Alright. I can't do this anymore. This
Fuck
is,
it.
like,
Beat him in a submission. This concludes the series of Kyle.
well, this concludes the first episode. We'll just put Scorch up there for you.
Why?
Because it's funny.
Oh God!
And because it looks hilarious when Pac-Man staring at Scorch. But
That is true.
this concludes the first episode of Kyle Replays His Childhood. Next time, which will be in about 2 weeks, I am going to be playing Maniac Mansion, which is an adventure game. I will be playing it for the NES because that's the version I grew up with. Very, very fun, very quirky and interesting story, and we'll be able to do a little bit of fan interaction with that as well because there's 3 party members that you have to determine. We'll let the fans determine who I go in with my party so it can determine how easy or difficult the game is. And yeah, we will just kind of go from there. This is going to be probably bi-weekly at this point and might get updated or might get upgraded down the line, but I just thank you all for coming out and hearing me discuss the history of Pac-Man, the enjoyability and purpose of this game, and everything like that. I'm Kyle. For Foster, Fitzy, and Brian, we'll be back next time.
Ooh, yeah, we'll be on tomorrow doing Quiplash, so come on and check that out.
And thank you all for coming.